Welcome to today's yoga flow, designed to bring balance to anyone that might be feeling overwhelmed or imbalanced. Starting with Nadi Shodhna, which is a breathing exercise also known as alternate nostril breathing, to help center our awareness into the body, into the present moment, and help bring about a sense of balance. Gently we'll begin to move our body, but staying anchored in the sensations of the body and staying connected to the breath throughout the practice, using the breath to flow through the practice, but also rooting yourself into the earth during some balancing poses. Get ready to break a little sweat in this class as we build up heat in the body while still staying mindful in our bodies. When you're ready to begin, grab some water, find some space you're comfortable moving in, and let's get flowing. We're going to begin today seated on our mats, starting with a breathing exercise, a short pranayama, just to get ourselves centered and ready for our practice. We're going to start with Nadi Shodhna, our alternate nostril breathing. To set ourselves up, we're going to take our right hand, placing our thumb on our right nostril. Our two fingers then will be placed on our forehead, our third eye, and your last two fingers just gently resting on the left nostril. Taking one deep inhale here. A cleansing breath. Inhale deep and exhale. Alright, and from here you're going to block off the right nostril with your thumb. And again, we'll inhale here. And exhale. And from here you'll switch. Releasing the right nostril, you're going to just block off the left nostril now. Inhale here. And exhale. And again, we'll switch. Blocking the right nostril, releasing the left. Inhale. And exhale. We'll switch. Release the right, block off the left. Inhale. And exhale. Starting to find your own rhythm here, moving with your breath. Just alternating sides, the bottom of the breath after your exhale. A couple more breaths here to yourself, evening out both sides. Finding that balance here. And after you've evened it out, on your last exhale, gently release. Coming back to a natural rhythm of the breath. Noticing how you're feeling here in this present moment. Noticing how the body is seated here, making sure your shoulders are relaxed. Whenever you're ready, begin to open up your eyes. If you're seated up on a block or a cushion, just moving that to the side for a moment In this practice you might need a block, so if you need to, go grab a block and come back. Otherwise, from here we're going to start with some seated cat and cow. Hands are placed on your knees, sitting up tall. With an inhale, you're going to begin to open up the chest, looking up towards the sky. Open the heart. And with an exhale, you're going to begin to round the spine, tucking navel in towards the spine. Inhale, opening up again. Finding space in the heart. And with an exhale, rounding the spine, pulling away from your legs. Again, inhale, opening up. And exhale, rounding the spine. Remember to move with your own breath, finding your own flow here. Just using the words I give you as a guide. Remembering that this is a practice for you, so doing what feels good in your body today, forgetting what it could do yesterday, what you feel like it should be able to do now. Just listening. Coming back to center on your next inhale. As you exhale, releasing the hands to either side of you on your mat. Coming in for a nice side stretch now. We're going to inhale, lift the left arm up towards the sky, and with an exhale, starting to reach over your head. Getting a nice stretch now here in the left side of the body, keeping the heart open. Shoulders away from your ears, neck is long. Making sure that you're still breathing. As you inhale now, we're going to rise up. And with an exhale, the left fingertips find the mat as the right arm reaches over your head. Coming into that side stretch, getting a nice deep opening in the right side of the body now, as your right fingertips reach away from you, opening up. Inhale, we'll lift back up, and exhale, bringing your hands down towards your heart. You're now going to bring the soles of your feet together, wrapping your hands around your feet. Sitting up tall, coming into our butterfly pose, but because it's still early, just embracing where the body is. If you need to push out those legs a little bit to give your hips space, feel free to do that. We'll inhale, find length in the spine here now, and with an exhale, begin leading with the heart to drop your chest towards your feet. Gently pulling yourself in with your hands, but not rounding the spine here. Keeping that length in the spine, keeping the heart open. Shoulders away from the ears. Neck is long. And together we'll inhale, lift back up. And from here we're going to transition ourselves into our tabletop, coming onto our hands and knees. Want to make sure here that we're really setting up our foundation, rooting ourselves into the mat here. Spreading out your fingertips wide, really placing and noticing where the legs meet the mat. Engaging the core, really wrapping your ribs in or sucking that navel into spine. Neck is long. Really embracing the foundation. Notice how The earth touches the body here, rooting yourself into the earth, finding that strength. Keeping the body active, engaging the core. We're now going to start to lift the left leg and the right arm off of the mat. Finding that strength, keeping the core engaged, breathing here. And as we exhale now, start to crunch it in as the elbow and knee try to meet together in the center. Inhale, extending back out. Reach with the fingertips and the toes away from each other. Exhale, crunching it in. And inhale, extend. Making sure that we're staying strong and moving with our breath. One more time, we'll exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend back out. We're going to hold here. I want you to try and bend that left knee now. Breathe here. This can be it for you. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you're going to take that right hand and reach it behind you, opening the heart, finding length in the spine, maybe bringing your gaze forward in front of you now. If you'd like to grab hold of that foot, you can. We're going to hold here again and breathe, keeping strong in that core. Start to kick your foot into your hand, opening up the chest, finding a nice heart opener here, but still finding that strength in the core and the stability in that foundation. And gently with your exhale, releasing it back down to the earth. Coming back to your tabletop. Taking a nice deep breath here. Adjusting your body again if you need. Making sure your neck is long. You're engaging that core. You've rooted yourself into the mat. Really noticing where the right hand meets the mat and the left leg. You're now going to start to lift your left arm and the right leg off of the mat. Engaging the core, finding that balance, focusing your gaze on a point to help you with your balance here. Finding that drishti. And from here, as you exhale, start to crunch in, bringing elbow and knee together, rounding the spine. Inhale, reach back out, finding that length. Exhale, crunching in, and inhale, extending out. Remember to really engage the core. Flow with your breath. Last one, we'll exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend, hold here. Maybe you're going to start to bend that right knee. And if you find that you have the balance today, taking that left hand, starting to reach it behind you, opening the heart now, bringing your gaze forward a little bit. Maybe you can hold on to that right foot with that left hand and maybe start to kick your foot into the hand, finding that little bit more of lift, finding that heart opener here. Still focusing your awareness on your balance and your stability here. Finding that core engagement. Exhale, gently release. Finding that tabletop. You're going to open up the knees. Bring your toes together behind you. We're going to sink our hips back into our heels. Finding our child's pose now, dropping the heart down towards the earth. Breathe here, taking a moment to come back to the breath if we've lost it. On your next inhale, start to roll, coming back onto your hands and knees. You're gonna tuck you're gonna tuck your toes behind you and start to push your hips up towards the sky, finding a downward facing dog here. Taking a moment, if you'd like, to begin by just pedaling out the feet. Notice how you're feeling here, spreading the fingers out wide. Together now, we're gonna inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky. And with an exhale, tucking that knee into your chest and then stepping that foot in between your hands. Making sure your spine is long, neck is long. You're gonna drop the heel behind you. And when we're ready, we're gonna lift ourselves up into Warrior One. Reaching the arms up towards the sky, making sure that your knee is stacked over your ankle, your hips are square to face the front. You're engaging that core still, and those arms are reaching for the sky. From here, we're just going to open up the arms, finding our Warrior Two. The knee staying stacked over the ankle here. You're engaging the core. You've just opened up your hips and your fingertips are reaching away from each other, engaging those arms. As you exhale, now you're going to sweep the back hand to meet the front. We're going to start to lift the back leg off of the mat, bringing the knee up towards our chest, hands at our hearts, and exhale. Gently start to release that left foot to the floor. Making sure that you're feeling grounded here. Shifting your weight over to that right foot. We'll inhale that knee back up into our chest again, and exhale, lowering. Making that movement from the core, lifting the leg as you inhale and exhale, release with control. One more time, we're going to inhale, lift that leg up. This time I want you to place that foot either on your thigh, your calf, maybe down by your ankle. Finding a place that feels good for you today. Finding some balance. Really rooting yourself through the feet into the earth, finding that balance here, coming back to that focal point, your drishti, to help you find that balance. When you're ready, we're going to start to raise our hands over our heads. And maybe you'll begin to open up the palms. Breathing here, still rooted into the earth, trusting that foundation to hold you here in your balance. Knowing it's completely normal to wobble and to fall, just embracing where you are today. We can hold it right here if you're feeling strong and good here. If you'd like to take it a bit further, we're going to start to drop the left hand down towards the earth. When the hand gets there, really taking your time, slowly moving, we're going to take hold of that left foot with the left hand. I want you to make these movements slow and purposeful, so really noticing how the body feels and how it moves into this next pose. So if we're holding here and we're fine here, just holding this pose, how you're feeling here, how the leg is holding you strong, how your core is keeping you up and lifted, the neck is long. And maybe we're going to start to shift our weight forward, noticing how it feels as you shift your weight. Start to kick your foot into your hand like we did in our tabletop variation, coming into our dancer's pose, making sure the heart is opening. Notice how this feels in the body today. Breathing here. And with your exhale, carefully and with control, we'll release. And if you fell out of that pose, that's absolutely normal. Just embracing where you are today. Maybe shake out the body after that. Releasing that, coming back to our mountain pose here at the top of our mat. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, start to reach the arms up towards the sky. And with an exhale, begin to hinge from your hips, finding your forward fold. Together we'll inhale, lift up halfway, find length in the spine. And with an exhale, releasing the hands to the mat. You're going to step both feet back into a plank, engaging that core again, finding length in the spine, length in the neck. And exhale. Push your hips back into downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath here. Remember, if you need to keep your knees bent, if that's feeling better for you, just embracing that. For me, I feel better when my knees are just slightly bent in my downward facing dog. It seems to support my lower back more. So really embracing what feels good for you. When you're ready, you'll inhale the left leg up towards the sky. And with an exhale, tucking the knee into the chest and then stepping that foot in between your hands. You're going to drop the back heel. And when you're ready, engage the core to lift you up and into that warrior one pose. Breathing here, making sure your shoulders are away from the ears. Engaging the core. Your knee is over the ankle. Feeling strong in your legs, strong in that foundation, rooting yourself into the earth. We'll begin to open up the arms, open up the hips, finding your warrior two. Staying strong in your legs. And from here, with an exhale, sweeping the back hand to meet the front, we're going to step to the top of the mat, bring that right knee up into your chest, hands to your heart, and exhale, release. Just embracing a moment here, just taking a moment here to really root yourself into the earth, shifting your weight over into that left foot, really grounding that left foot. You'll start to inhale from the core, lifting that right knee up into your chest. And exhale, lowering. Keeping your gaze on that one point. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, lower. Last time, lifting the knee as we inhale. And as we exhale, finding that point in the body you feel best for your tree pose, whether your foot's on your thigh, your calf, or down by your ankle. Embracing where you are now. Noticing all four corners of the feet really rooted into the earth, helping you build a strong foundation. We'll start to raise our hands over our heads. Maybe opening up the palms. Breathing here, proud chest, shoulders away from the ears. Relaxing the muscles in your face. If you're feeling good and strong here, you can stay right here. If you'd like to shift your weight a little bit, you're going to start to release the right arm. Notice how that feels within the body, how your body reacts here. Maybe you'll grab hold of that right foot now with that right hand. And again, notice how you're feeling here at the top of the mat. Notice how you're still rooted into the earth. Maybe you've wobbled, maybe you've fallen. That's completely natural. Just coming back to this strong foundation. Maybe start to kick your foot into your hand now as you shift your weight. Notice how that feels in the body, how your heart starts to open up as that hand starts to reach away because the foot is kicking into the hand. Notice how the body is shaking a little, maybe embracing that wobble. And exhale. Gently start to release, coming back to the top of the mat. Maybe shaking out that leg, shaking out any tension that you might be feeling. Relaxing the muscles in your face again. Coming back to your mountain pose, taking a nice deep breath here. Alright, together we're now going to start to open up our stance. So maybe opening so you have the length of the mat. Your feet are wider than your hips now. Toes are slightly pointed forward. Engaging the core still. Finding that length in the spine. Hands will now come to your hips. Inhale here. And exhale, hinge from the hips. Starting to come into a wide-legged forward fold. When you come halfway, you're going to start to release your hands down towards the mat. Placing the left hand into the center. We'll inhale, reach the right hand up towards the sky. And exhale. Gently release that hand down to the mat. Inhale, the left hand will now reach for the sky. And exhale, release, switching hands, left hand down, right hand now as you reach up with an inhale. And release with an exhale. One more time with the left hand, we'll inhale, reach up. And exhale. Gently release. And start to bend your knees, finding your way to a seated pose. I don't know if you can hear that, but my guinea fowls are calling for each other. I apologize for any background noise here. When you found your seated pose, relaxing the shoulders away from your ears, maybe finding your block, finding a seated pose on that block again to lift the hips, finding a comfortable seat. When you found your comfortable seat, relaxing the shoulders away from your ears again. Closing the eyes, notice how you're feeling here now at the end of your practice. We're going to finish our practice here today with just 3 rounds of breathing together. When you're ready, we'll inhale. Maybe you'll even start to reach your arms up towards the sky. And exhale. Maybe your hands float down towards your heart, palms together. Inhale, deep breath in. And exhale, letting it all out. Last one. Inhale, deep breath. And exhale, gently release. Last breath, inhale, reach the arms up. Breathing in all this light. And exhale, letting all the lights sink in. Thank you so much for joining me here on the mat today. I hope to see you again soon. If you enjoyed this practice, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel to help me grow, and hit the notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I'll be sharing videos every week, so don't miss out.